Today we are looking at some interesting creatures in my samples from a pond. As you can see, there's a cluster of trumpet-shaped things here. They are called Stentors, and they usually have a colony. And it's really interesting to know that they are only one cell. So they are single-cell organisms. That is amazing. With all those intricate details, it's really difficult to believe that they are single cells. Closer, when we look at them, you can see on the wider end of the trumpet there are lots of hairs constantly moving, and what happens here is that they actually suck water into their body for feeding. Usually they prefer to be together, but sometimes some more curious ones detach and go to explore different areas. But eventually they stick to a surface because that is their most stable state for feeding and having a good life. Although they might look scary with those tiny hairs moving all the time, sucking everything around them to their body, feeding on those small things in the water, you can see some other creatures living happily around them, like this water fleas swimming around, touching them, teasing them, and they don't do any harm to each other. When we change the focus to their base, we can see that something else is moving there. Looks like a worm, but when we go closer, we can see that it's actually a rotifer and is taking advantage of the safety of the community. They feed in the same way, they have cilia in front of them, they suck everything to their body and feed from bacteria and smaller microorganisms. That's why they like to be with each other. Looking at another beautiful colony, we can see that they might have a little bit fatter shape, but they are the same things. And you see, with that contraction there, it shows that there's a disturbance in the environment that caused them to shrink to a ball shape. And eventually, when they do not sense any more threats, they go back to their normal size. And you see that small, tiny cluster of microorganisms, how they rotate in front of those trumpet-shaped things, because they are actually sucking everything into their body. But the problem is that some of them are larger than they can digest or they can ingest into their body, and that's why they get stuck in a vortex of water around them. That's amazing to see these single-cell organisms. They can make these movements in the water around them. And this curious one is playing around, and maybe it wants to explore the surroundings. It gets detached from the group, but maybe it didn't feel that safe, and no, just let's hug back and stay together because I don't feel safe alone out there. And that is really amazing to see these creatures and their behaviors. Like always, if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, support the channel with your likes and subscribes. See you in the next one.